Hello, my name is Johnny. Welcome to another Marvel Character Talk. Today we're going to look at some really cool figures, Marvel Heroclix, and specifically Spider-Man villains with a couple of Spider-Man in here and some of his allies. If you'd like, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, like, reply, and share. I've got this cardboard display, and I figured it was good for fitting in most of sizes of clicks. You see some are a little bit too big, and I got mainly Spider-Man villains and some of his allies and a couple of his figures. This is by no means all of the ones that have come out, but a lot of them, and a lot of these are the earlier ones. Marvel Heroclix started in 2002, and as of 2023 they're still making them, so they just passed their 20th anniversary last year. Let's take a look. We've got the Burglar here, of course, from Amazing Fantasy 15. Just posted a video about that comic. There's Chameleon, really cool, holding his mask and taking one off. He first appeared in Amazing Spider-Man #1. There's the Green Goblin, two different versions there. There's on his familiar bat glider, which he got in Amazing Spider-Man 17, but he started out on the flying broomstick. #14, Steve Ditko artwork on all those, on the early ones. There's a cool one. I always like the ones with the clear. There's Hydro Man. Believe he appeared like Spider-Man 211 or 217 or somewhere in there in the very late 70s or like 1980 or so. There's Boomerang. And some of these guys would be in the Sinister Syndicate together, and then some will be in the Sinister Six. There's Spider-Man in his black outfit, and there's Black Cat. I always like it when they include a little bit of, I would call it diorama or scenery, a brick wall and like a brick wall there. More of the Sinister Syndicate. There's the Beetle in his later outfit. And the Speed Demon. Very cool. And Rhino, he was also in the Sinister Syndicate, so they're kind of put together there. Got the Lizard, Dr. Connors. A really good one. Looks fairly accurate to the early look of the Lizard. And he first appeared in Amazing Spider-Man 6. There's the Shocker. I think that was Spider-Man 46, with one of the first John Romita villains. There's part of the Circus of Crime, the Ringmaster, the leader of it, and the Princess Python. I don't think they've come out with the other ones still to this day, even though they've come out with over 1,000 Marvel clicks. I'd like to see those. Princess Python first appeared in fighting with against Spider-Man. That was number 16, I believe, was the first fighting them. And number 22, they came back as the Masters of Menace when the Clown took over and temporarily kicked out the Ringmaster. The Ringmaster and his Circus of Crime first appeared in the Incredible Hulk. What was that? Number 3 or 4? Somewhere around there in 62, 63. I didn't know that. I thought the first appearance of the Circus of Crime was fighting that Spider-Man, that famous one where they team up with Daredevil, but he actually appeared earlier. There's J. Jonah Jameson. You can see his face there. He was on Amazing Spider-Man 25 as one of the first Spider Slayers. And there's the Molten Man. That was Spidey number 28. There's the Vulture. He was first appeared number 2 and then 7, part of the Sinister Six, and more of the Sinister Six here. We've got Doc Ock. They've done Doc Ock and Sandman later in clicks, and they've done them better. Never did like this original Sandman. It was too dark, but they've done better since then. And then I'll stay, before I go over that way, more with the rest of the Sinister Six. There's the Electro and Craven. And they've redone these in the future. I'll do another video. And there's a Spider-Man there. And there's a Mysterio. So there's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the original Sinister Six. from Amazing Spider-Man Annual #1. There's one of his antagonists and then allies, the Prowler. That was under John Romita. And then we've got Morbius and Man-Wolf. I think Morbius was Spider-Man 101 and Man-Wolf was 124. Moving over. There's Solo. He was in some of the, like a Spider-Man comic from the 80s, either one of the Marvel team-ups or Spectacular. And this guy's really cool, the Jack-o'-lantern and his bouncing little platform there. I think he took over as the Hobgoblin. I don't know if his name was Jason Mersendale or something, I think. And then Machine Man, he was in a team-up with Spider-Man. And then we've got Puma. That was around the time when, right after Spider-Man 252, when he got his black costume. I don't know if that was like 257. There was one or two really cool covers with him. There's Spider-Woman, just included her here, even though she doesn't really have direct ties that much to the Spider-Man comic. There's Scorpion, Never Step on a Scorpion, and so forth. First appearance, #20, and then he came back in 29, and then on after that. And there's Speedball. Went on to the New Warriors. And there's Will-o'-the-Wisp. Fought Spider-Man 2. And there's Cardiac, very cool, again with the little clear parts on that blue. Neat outfit. That was the mid to late 80s. There's the Jackal. He first appeared, I think, with Punisher in 129 in 1973, 74, 75 was his original run there, fighting him, and then the original clone. There's Nitro. He had a neat cover on a Marvel team-up in the early 80s, fighting him. There's Tombstone. I think he first appeared in a Spectacular Spider-Man. I think that was Sal Buscema was doing a lot of those in the 80s. There's the Spot. I think that was Spectacular Spider-Man, like 99 or 100 in the 80s. There's a Hobgoblin, famous Amazing Spider-Man 238 and on, and who he was and everything. And there's some allies for them. Spidey, Cloak and Dagger, I think they came around in Spectacular Spider-Man 64, and then again in like 69 and issue 82 or 83, all in the early 80s. And that's a neat one because it's two figures on one base. So that's a look at some very cool Spider-Man figures, villains, and some of his allies. Always want to make a little dioramas with these and stuff, but I might never get around to it. But it's an idea. Have them on scenery because I do all my models in 1/72 scale, so I have trees and bushes and walls and buildings. And even though those are a lot smaller, the soldiers are like that small, but terrain pieces are variable scale, so you could do something. And I wish I could get more this. I just got one of those somehow from a store. Until next time, more Marvel character talk featuring Marvel items like the Heroclix and lots of look-throughs, the comics from Silver Age, Bronze Age, Copper Age, the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and a lot of other Marvel merchandise and things collected over the years. Thanks for watching.